and welcome to my next tutorial. So I saw these things and I immediately was reminded of the one I made here. Now obviously the one that I was looking at looked a little bit cooler and appropriate for Christmas, so I contacted the person who designed this, and Mr. Babber. Now I never talked to him in person, I emailed him, so I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he gave me permission to make a tutorial based on his designs. Now I wanted to show you some of his designs here. This is on Maker World, and he designed all of these things. Very nice. And I found out also he's a high school teacher. Pretty cool stuff. And today I'm going to show you how to make these things right here. And also I'll include a link to his websites, and you can check them out and support him. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start off with a cylinder. We're going to maximize the sides, of course, and we're going to change these to 80 by 80. And this is going to be 5. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do all the circular parts first, just because we want to get them out of the way. So I'm going to duplicate this, Control D, and then shift it over. All right, so the way we're going to do this is whatever this number is, we're going to subtract 10 and then create this one. Since this is 80, we're going to change this to 70. And there you go. And then we're going to make this a whole. Now we're going to go from this one. Let me select both, duplicate, move them down. Now this one was 70, so that means this one's going to be 1 less. So to go from here to here, it's going to be 1 less. And then now again, to go from this one to this one, it's going to be 10 less. So this one's going to be 59. 59. Now, do you remember the rule for going from here to down here? It is 1 less. So if this one was 59, then this one should be, what was the number again? 59? 58. Good job. 58. And to go from here to here would be 10 less, so 48 by 48. One more of the couple. Duplicate, move down. It's going to be 1 less than this one, so it's going to be 47, 47, and 47. This is going to be 10 less to go over here, so this one is going to be 37 by 37. And finally, this one is not going to have a duplicate of both of these. It's just going to go down, just this one. And it's going to be 1 less than this one. So this is going to be 36 by 36. Now the fun part. Okay, so I'm going to select all of these, click the letter L, and then center there. Now I'm going to center both of these here. I'm going to click the letter L and then align it there. Click the letter L, align it there. Click the letter L after selecting and then align it. Click the letter L and align, and this one doesn't have to be aligned. So I'm going to group these two, Control G, select both of these, G, select those, G, select this one, G. All right, so there's the pattern. I'm going to select all of these, and now I'm going to align all of them to each other. If I did it correctly, then it should give me the beginning of this part. Now, okay, this is where it gets kind of crazy. So let's do this part right here. We're going to do that part. Believe it or not, it's actually, there's a reason for that. So this one's going to be a height of 5 and 10 by 10. And I'm going to align it with the outer ring. So I'm going to click the outer ring, shift. Mind you, this was selected over here, right? I'm going to hold down the shift and then click on the outer ring. Now I'm going to click the letter L. I don't want this outer ring to move over here, so I'm going to click the outer ring, and now this box will come over here. I want it to be straight there, and let's just move it here. Let's see what happens to it. Okay, don't really want that, but it gets me close to where I want to go. Okay, so I've selected it. Now I'm going to move it up. I'm at 1, so I'm going to zoom in and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more, 7. Is that fine? I don't know. Is it? I don't know. Yeah, let's say that. That's good. So now I'm going to bring out the ring. Now the ring is going to also, well, first of all, let's maximize the sides here. And this is going to be a max of 10 by 10, right? And the height, I'm going to put at 2.5. Now I'm going to do the same thing I did with the box or the cube with the outer ring. This is already selected. I'm going to also select the cube. I'm going to click the letter L. I don't want this to move, so I'm going to click on it. And now I want it to be centered and aligned. I don't like that. So let's undo it because I don't want to dig for it. Okay, I'm just going to move this down. Actually, because when I move it, it moves it left and right, I'm just going to use the arrow keys and just move this over here. And what I'm looking for is that black dot to be right there. Too much. I'm going to change this to 0.25. That's close enough. Okay, we're almost done. So let's move out. I clicked the letter F, by the way. So I clicked on the red cube. I'm going to Control D to duplicate it. And I'm going to move it up 5. So I'm going to move this up and I'm just going to click 5. There. Now I'm going to change the height to 1. And there we go. But I want to make this yellow. Okay. Now you can see how we're getting this decorative part. I'm going to change that to red to remind me of what I'm going to do later with this. I believe this is going to be green. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to change all of these to green. Now we're going to decorate this little piece right here. I'm going to take out one of these. I believe they're called roofs. Yes. I'm going to rotate them by 90. There it is. I'm going to click the letter D. There it is. Now the measurements for this one's going to be 12 by 6. And I'm going to make it a hole. So now I'm going to move it over here. Now you can't really see that. I know it's kind of hard to see. So I'm going to click the letter F to zoom in. And wow, I need to have a better measurement of this. So now this is not going to be perfect. I just want some little spiky things here. So I'm going to click on that. I'm sorry, this is already selected. So now I'm going to duplicate it. With my arrow keys, I'm just going to move it over. Again, it's not going to be perfect, so don't even worry about it. Just do the best you can. Now, because I have not clicked on anything else, I'm just going to click the letter D. And again. Now, not perfect, right? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to select those. And I'm going to, well, something else was selected. I'm not sure if you noticed that. It shouldn't be that wide. It should only be these. So let's try it again. Okay, I got to do this individually. So I'm holding the shift button down, clicking on the edge of each one of these. And all I'm going to do now is move this over so that the edges are, that edge right there is good. And then that edge, there, we're good. So now I'm going to, again, select these. And good. Not sure if you noticed, but only these are selected. Now the yellow, I'm also going to shift and select. And then Control G. Great. The decorative part is now over for that. Now the hard part. This is the part where you have to really focus. So I'm going to click the letter. I selected all of these right here. I'm going to click the letter T because you need to be able to see through these things in order to really master this. Okay. Don't cry. Don't cry. We're almost there. So I'm going to move the cone over. I'm going to maximize the sides because, of course, we do that. I'm going to change that to a hole, and we're going to start off over here under this connector. I'm going to change the height. All these are going to be 5. 5 up, 5 right, 5 left, 5 all the way around. 5. There. Now I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. Right there. Okay, this is where it gets all weird. This first one's actually the hardest one, but I think we can handle it. Okay, So let's go ahead. I'm going to click. Okay. I'm going to click on the inner ring right here, just this one, and make it disappear for a little bit. There. Don't worry, we'll get it back by clicking on this. I'm going to move this right there. Okay. Now, I'm going to make this also disappear for right now. Okay, now I'm going to select these two. I'm going to click the letter L. I don't want the ring to move, so I'm going to click on the ring. Now that I've clicked on it, there, it moved to the center. But now I want this tip right here to go to the very edge. And the way to do that is by clicking on this one. Now, if you click on that one, see where it's going to go? You don't want it there. You want it there. So I'm going to click on it. Perfect. Okay, now you're like, but how are you going to move it? How are you going to adjust it? So I'm going to try to click on it here. I can't. So this is what I do. I'm going to select both of these. See how I just selected both of these. I'm going to hold down the shift button and then click on the ring. And that leaves me with just this selected. Now I'm going to change the settings to 0.25. And I'm going to move this to the right 2 times with my arrow keys. 1, 2. That's exactly what I want. So this is what I want with this. So I'm not going to move this, but I am going to duplicate it, Control D, and I'm going to move it out of the way for the next one. However, now I want that thing back over here. So I'm going to show everything back. What I want is for this hole, this thing that I just made, this hole to go into this as well. Because if I don't, that ring right here will get stuck and it will not turn. So I'm going to group all these right here. Actually, I should make that solid. It's already there. So the letter T. Okay. I'm going to select all these right here. Mind you, I selected the lower box, the upper box, and then the ring and the cone. So I'm going to hit Control G. I'm going to change this right here to multicolor because it looks prettier that way. And now the hole is there, right? We're not going to do all those steps for all of them, but for that one in particular, it needed to be done that way. So I'm going to zoom in pretty close here. I'm going to select just the cone. And now I'm going to hit Shift. I'm going to hold down the Shift and click on the ring. Click the letter L. And which one do I want? It's already centered, I can tell because it's gray, but I want it to be touching the outside or the very tip of it. So there it is. Now, I don't have access to it, so I'm going to select just those two. I'm going to hit Shift, hold that down. How many times do I have to move this back? 1, 2. Now that I like where it is, I'm going to duplicate and move it over. Now I'm going to, actually, I don't have to group this anymore because I'm good. However, this one's the next thing we're going to do. Okay. So this one's already selected. I'm going to hit Shift and hold that one. Good. Now the letter L, I don't want this ring to move. So there, I don't want it there. I want it here. Perfect. Now, they're both selected, so I'm going to hit Shift and click on the ring again. Oh, it's still in the alignment mode, so I'm going to click away. Now I have to select both of these, which might be a little harder than you think. Oh, there it is. There's the part that I want to select. Not too much. Good. Only this ring is selected. Now, I click on the ring, and I'm going to move this back how many times? 1, 2. All right. And now that I think about this, I am going to group, actually, let's duplicate this, Control D, and move it over. I'm going to select the cone here and the ring and group. I'm going to select the cone here and the ring and group, and now this one here. There's the cone, there's the ring. I'm going to click the letter L and make sure this doesn't move, and I want it right there. You know what? I think we can make this one disappear for now. So I'm going to select both, and deselect the ring by clicking on it. How many times am I moving it back? 2 times. 1, 2. There. Now I'm going to select both of these and then group. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. Well, actually, let me ungroup because I don't want to make another one. What I do want, okay, I'm going to duplicate this, Control D, and then shift it over. I'm going to group that one again, Control G, grouped, great. Now I'm going to rotate this one the other way. I could have clicked the letter M, and it would have been faster to do that. So let's go ahead and do it this way. This one's already selected. I'm going to click the first ring, and then the letter L. Okay. You know what? It gave me the option over here, so I'm just going to move this forward and then do it again. Click that one, click the letter L, and now, there it is. I had to look at it from another angle for this to show up as an option. So I click here. I'm going to select both of them, and then I'm going to deselect the ring. And I just want this to move back. How many times? 1, 2. I'm going to now duplicate this for the next one and then move it forward. I'm going to group and select both and group. Now let's do it with this one. Select that and then select the ring, letter L, and make sure that that ring doesn't move, so we're there or there. I'm not sure if you noticed, but right here a little ring shows up, or a little cone shows up. So that's not the one I want. That's what I want. I'm going to zoom in and try to select just the cone and the ring. Now I'm going to click the ring by holding the shift button down, and this moves back 1, 2. I'm going to duplicate it, move it forward. Now I'm going to group these two right here. Is that the only thing grouped? Yeah, okay. 2 things are selected, Control G. Great. Okay, we have a couple more. Okay, so I'm going to select, it's hard to get the cone here, so select both of them. Now click the letter L. And I want it to be right there. Oh, I'm not sure if you noticed, the ring moved. Forgot to click on that. So L, click on the ring, and now this will work. Okay. So let's go back over here. There. Both of them are selected. I'm going to click here. And now I'm going to move it 1, 2. I'm going to click on the ring while holding the shift and then group, which is Control G. What did I forget to do, of course? Duplicate for the last one. So duplicate, move it over, and then now select and G. There. Now I can't see where the ring is, but I can click the T to make it transparent. I'm going to select both. Click the letter L. I don't want the ring to move, so there I clicked on it. Oh, it's already where it should be. Amazing. I'm going to hold down the shift and click on the ring. Oh, wait, I got to click away first. I'm going to select both. Now hold the shift and click the ring. Now only this is selected. I'm going to move it back twice. 1, 2. Now, since I don't have to make a duplicate, actually I do. I'm going to duplicate it one more time. Doop, and then move it out of here. I'm going to group these two right here. Control G. We're almost done, people. Trust me. And then we're going to make that solid. And we're going to be doing this essentially the same thing, but going in the opposite direction. We won't be grouping this because we don't have to. And let's go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and group those two. Not group, sorry. Select those two. And I'm going to click the letter L. I don't want this ring to move, so I click on it. Now it's centered going this way. And then, let's see where it goes. Yeah, right there. Now, I'm going to select both of them. I'm going to hold the shift button down and then click on it. And now I only have this one. Now for this one, okay. So let's say you finish this tutorial and you notice that it's not moving as much as you would like. This is where you would change your measurements. Now, right now, what I'm going to suggest to you is that you move this to the right using the arrow keys, and you're going to do that 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I'm going to duplicate this and then move it back. Now, here's the thing. I'm not sure if you noticed this right here. But, what was I going to say? Oh, I'm going to now hold the shift button down, click on this ring, click the letter L. It's already centered because it's gray, and I want this to be right there. So now I'm going to click away, and I'm going to select both of these, and then click on the ring by holding the shift, and I'll move it how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to duplicate and move it over here. Whoa, that was really fast. I'm going to shift and click on the ring, click the letter L, and then, click on the ring so it doesn't move. There. Now I'm going to click away. I'm going to select both of these. Actually, if you can just click on the little purple thing right there, the little cone, you can just move it how many times? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Duplicate, move over, and then select those two, click the letter L, and I don't want this ring to move, so I'm going to click on it. I know this stuff's very repetitive. I'm going to click on just away, and now the center. Do you remember how many times we have to move it? Whoa. 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, so much work. Okay, I'm looking. Yeah, everything seems to be fine. It's hard to tell though, hard to tell. Yeah, okay, good. Here's what I was seeing right here. It's a lot wider than over here, but I noticed that if I move my perspective, now it's wider over here. So it's just a matter of perspective. Okay, great. So let's try this. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to select these right here. And then I'm going to select each of the rings. Now I have my 4 cones. I'm going to Control D, click the letter M. I want it to go in that direction now. I'm going to hold down the shift and the arrow keys to move it over. But now I'm going to deselect it. This part right here, I'm going to ungroup it. And let's see. Yep, still grouped. So let's see one more time. Yeah. I'm going to move this over. I want to make sure I see that. Okay. I'm not sure if you noticed this right here, but it's essentially undone. So I'm going to make sure that these are still grouped. Okay. And then click on that. Control G. Okay. These right here should have the same exact measurements as these. I'm going to hit Control G to group them. And then I'm going to click on the ring here. Click the letter L. I don't have the little option here to make it go over here. So I'm going to turn this. Now I have the option. Okay. Now I'm going to select the purple section. You see there? Now how many times do I have to move this? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now everything should work out just fine. Although for some reason, I'm not sure if you noticed this, guys. Space, space, no space, and space. This one right here seems a little faulty. I wonder if it's the same thing over there. So I'm gonna deselect or ungroup this. And then click on this. I'm gonna move it so it looks like the other ones. Yeah, that looks good. Now, let's see if it happened over here too. No, right here it's just fine. Do you see that? It's just fine. They're all similarly spaced. Okay. This one has the hole, but you know what? I need the hole to be here. I totally forgot about that. So this one is going to disappear for a second. This one's going to be ungrouped. Good. Now let's move all this back over here. And okay, now I'm going to select all of these right here, this part, and then group. Now the hole should also be in there. Is it? Yeah, the hole is in there. Now I'm going to show. Good. I'm going to have the colors come back, multicolor. So essentially we have everything here, and everything seems to be fine. Let's bring the colors back. Letter T? Yeah, T. Okay, so the last part of this is the design. Now, what I did was I brought in this one here, the snowflake. Come on. So picky. Now, obviously, you can choose whatever you want. If you could choose it, yes, that would be great. I'll just move that back. Now, what you can do also is you can go to Christmas icons, black and white. This is what I typed in. And you could do a tree. I'll show you how I did it. You can right click. Actually, let's do this one. I like that one. Oh, two different websites. Actually, I'm going to save image as tree. And then I'm going to go to a website where I can convert these files. Convert.io is the one I use. Click there, and I'm going to choose a file. Obviously, I'm going to look for the tree. Where is my spinner ornament tree? Open. Here, make sure you start at image, and then you go look for the SVG. But it's right there, right away. Convert. And then the blue button should come on over any second now. You're going to have to trust me for this. Download, of course, it's going to be the same place, tree. And then I go to Tinkercad. Import, choose a file. Tree SVG, open. Oh, I don't want it to be that big. Let's just start with, let's say 50. Click, import. Now, if we did this correctly, it should show up just fine. Sometimes it'll give you an error message, and I'm going to make this white. Great. Now the height of this one, was 6. So this one should be 6. However, that thing is huge. That should be 6 right there. You know what? I should have just left it taller. That way we can see it when we're shrinking. I'm going to hit the shift button and hold this down. Now remember, you only want this to be inside the inner ring. If you stretch it out past your other rings, you're going to have some problems. So, oh, you know what? I see the issue now with the other. It's much tighter over here than it is over here. Anyways, shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so now, here's the issue. When you're coloring this, I set it up for my printer to color just the bottom part red. Then the middle part's going to be green, and I made this white, actually, this part right white. That way, if you have just one printer and you want to change the colors, you can change it after the red to green. Everything else will be green till you get to the white, and then these two parts would be white. Now, that right there is how you can make your own ornament that has a little spinner option. And don't forget to check out the site for Mr. Barber, I don't know how to say his name, but he makes amazing stuff. Check out all the things that he makes, and go ahead and boost him. Do whatever you can to support this guy because he is amazing. All right, have a great day.